P and Q are partners in a firm sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:2. So there are two partners, P and Q, who are sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:2. R is proposed to be admitted into partnership from 1st April 2012 for 2/5 share in future profits. So they are looking at getting a new partner R who is going to get 2/5 share in future profits. Right? Goodwill for admission purposes is to be valued at 80% of the average annual profit of the previous 3 or 4 year, whichever is lower. So my goodwill has to be calculated as 80% of the average annual profit, right, of last 3/4 years, whichever is lower out of these two, right? So basically what is happening here? You first need to calculate what are the average profits for the last 3 or 4 years. The average profit for the purpose of goodwill for the past 4 years were, so for the purpose of computing your average profits, the profits of the last 4 years are given. You're required to compute the value of the goodwill. Now, as I said, since goodwill is based on average annual profits for the last 3 or 4 years, I first need to calculate what is the average profits. Okay, so average profits for 3 years and 4 years, right? Let's say we calculated for 3. So that means we'll need for 2012, 2011 and 2010. 12, 11, 10. 48,000, 16,000 and 45,000. For this, what do we have? 2012, 11, 10 and 9. 48,000, 16,000, 45,000, 63,000, right? Now if I take the average of these three numbers, what do I get? Let me just clear this off. 48, where's the plus sign? Plus 16 plus 45. So the total profit I get is 109,000 divided by 3. The average profit that I get is 36,333. Right? Now if I take the average for the last 4 years, how much do I get? You have 48,000 plus 16,000, I'm not taking the thousands here, plus 45,000 plus 63,000. 172,000, okay, and this divided by 4 gives you 43,000. Now your goodwill is based on 80% of the average annual profit of the last 3 or 4 years, whichever is lower. Which are the lower? Obviously, the profits for the 3 year, the average is low, right? Since goodwill is 80%, 80 upon 100 into average annual profit of the last 3 years. So 80% of 36,333, which is the lower of these two profits, right? So what do I get here? I get 36,333 into 0.8. 29,066. 29,066. That's the value of goodwill in this case, right? The only catch was that you have to calculate it based on the last 3 or 4 years, whichever is lower. So you calculate the average profit for 3 years, for 4 years, and the lower of that you take and find out 80% of that. Fortunately, in this case, you do not have any kind of an abnormal gain or abnormal loss here. If let's say for example you had any abnormal gain or abnormal loss included in this, you will first normalize these profits and then calculate them by putting the values, the normalized values over here. Right? The rest of the procedure will remain the same. I hope you would have liked this video. This video is brought to you by www.iaudiobook.com. You can visit our website for many more of such videos. Thank you for being with us today.